All right, I believe we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me turn this other feed off so that we have that in order. Turn that off. And there we go. All right, well, welcome, hello, and welcome to the show today. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the introduction of the BCA signature event, a conversation with an angel and a VC. Today we have two special guests with us. And these are experts who are in the world of private investment. First, let me introduce myself and give you a brief overview of who we are. And then in just a few moments, my guests will be joining the live broadcast. So I am Pamela McKinney, CEO of Business Concepts Accelerator, where we accelerate your business. That's the heart of our business. We are a B2B referral network and a CEO support consultancy. We work with all level business owners through our multifaceted offerings, but focus day to day on CEOs and founders at the ideation and startup phase with their go-to-market strategy campaign and accountability services. This is what we offer. We also host an annual pitch event where we introduce founders to investors in one-to-one private meetings to pitch their ventures. And but we want you to tap in if you're launching a product or service to market, because we've just launched the BCA signature event, the Startup Advantage. This is a 3-hour, one-day workshop coming May 20th. And this gives those who know their passion or would like to figure that out, but not sure how to, and the components it takes to turn a passion into a revenue generating business. This is where we can help you. The workshop also helps small business owners to give their, and we give you the top secrets, tips and hacks and gems to save you time in figuring out exactly the strategies in business, marketing, branding, social media, and so much more. We actually walk through your in a step-by-step manner. We walk through to build your go-to-market personalized campaign outlook. And then that's just one of the takeaways of the workshop that's coming May 20th. But I'd like to follow up more with you. Thereafter, you do get that 1 hour with me where we dive into the outline from the workshop and we go deeper into your go-to-market strategy campaign. So now you have your campaign, your strategic campaign, your timeline, your call to action, and you're ready to go. So you'll find more details about that down below, and the private offerings that we have. I would like to also just make mention very quickly as I bring on my guest. I want to do that first and get them in as well. Let me see where we are. There we go. View, come on in and come on in. So lastly, I want to just make quick mention in regards to another new offering. In addition to the Startup Advantage workshop, I want to mention to you a new offering to private investors and Black wealth. This is what we would like you to tap into, called the BCA Top 25 Founders Watch List. This is a great opportunity to connect to ventures with unicorn trajectories that you can preview for investment consideration. And again, you'll find out more about that down below, and just tap in with us on that. So welcome, welcome. We have Denise Smith and Tony Ross joining us today. I'm so excited to have you. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Hi, Tony.
Hey, how you doing today?
I am well, sir. I am well. Thank you so much to you both for joining. So I definitely would like to also allow you opportunities to introduce yourself. First, ladies first.
Hi. Well, yes. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Denise Smith, and I am a C-suite executive working in the fractional space with private equity portfolio firms. And what that means is I go around when companies are part of the private equity portfolio, we go in and help assess if we have the right teams in place and help with assisting if it's a turnaround situation, directly impacting culture, or if we're going in to just help with the growth strategy and figuring out what do their capabilities and resources look like for the future. So that's a little bit about what I do. And I'm also an accredited angel investor.
Wonderful. And thank you so much. Again, this series that we're offering to you is a new signature event from BCA called Conversations with an Angel and a VC. Mr. Tony Ross, would you please introduce yourself, sir?
Well, I guess that makes me the VC. Can
That
you hear
makes
me?
you the VC.
Okay. Well, like you say, venture capital is fascinating. I've been in finance for over 30 years, and anything I can do to help business leaders understand, what it takes to raise capital, and I'm always eager to help those things.
Wonderful. And thank you, sir. Well, I'd really like to start this conversation because the whole purpose of today is really to introduce the event, allow people to get to know you a little bit. These are events that we hope to have live in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area, where you'll actually have the opportunity to come out and meet Denise and Tony, and they will present in a TED Talk type of way. And then it'll be a networking opportunity to mingle and to have conversation. And you can't beat that. Who has the opportunity to have one-on-one dialogue with an angel and a VC? So that is forthcoming. And this gives you the opportunity to get to know each of them today. So I really just want to, before we jump into our 4 simple questions, I'd like to just take a moment and get your assessment of the current state of private investment in the market today. What do you think? Are investors lending in these times and all that's going on around us? Are there considerations still going on? What do you think about what's going on in the market today? Denise?
Ladies first.
Yes.
Right. I think there's a lot of different things going on in the market today, from the trends right now, and I know it gets into one of the questions that you're going to ask us a little bit later, but the trends right now are the rise of impact investing, where you're seeing investors seeking to want to generate both financial returns and social or environmental impact returns.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, you're also starting to see more trends in I never can say this right, the marketization of investing. And so more individuals are going to gaining access to the private market. At least we're trying to change change that. So you're starting to see a lot of that right now, but there's not a lot. It feels as though folks are pulling back from investing. And so you're not seeing as many stories about hearing about these new big things happening with unicorns and things of that matter. So that is, at least that's just from the personal statement of Denise and my experience, but not everybody else. And I just wanted to share that piece. So, and Tony, what are you thinking on the VC side?
Well, I think opportunity is always the key. If the data, I always like to talk about the 3 Ds: documents, data, and delivery. If the data says there's a deal, then there's a deal. If the data says there's an opportunity, then there's an opportunity. Okay. Obviously, to solidify, to move capital, the documentation has to be pristine. It has to be accurate. It has to be complete. All the I's got to be dotted. All the T's got to be, crossed. Delivery is going to be important. When you're asked questions, you're expected to have the answer. You can think, they expect you to ace your business. You don't get to make a 85 and go home and say, I made a B. They're looking for, 97, 98, 99, and they would prefer you get 100 and would really be excited if you got some extra points. So it really does boil down to the 3 Ds: data, documents, and delivery. And the reality is opportunities everywhere. It's always going to be there. There's always room for improvement. Everybody wants to make money. That's what the market is all about, making money. Even in a downturn, it's about making money. It's I hate to oversimplify it, but it's just about making money. There's all kind of terminology. Whether you start out as an angel, Okay, so if you're in that phase, that's fine. You still got to make money, whether you're Amazon getting ready to go public, you still got to make money. I mean, you got to make money, and you got to know how to communicate that. So, opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree. And there's obviously no shortage of founders out there who are seeking this capital more than ever, as I find through our B2B referral network. But let me just backtrack just a little bit in regards to define what it is you do and how you represent as an angel and as a VC. So Denise, if you would please share what defines an angel investor and then the typical size of your investment deals.
It's a great question.
Yeah. So as an angel investor, we're typically an affluent individual who provides financial support to startups or early stage businesses in exchange for ownership of equity or convertible debt. We usually invest our own money, unlike venture capitalists who manage funds from institutional investors. So that's really what the biggest difference. And we often provide, it's just said, I mean, there's no shade to the VCs, okay? But we often add more hands-on guidance and mentorship to the startup they invest in. So, they're usually involved in the decision-making process of the company they invest in. Not that VCs aren't, but we usually have a hand in saying, holding the hand and providing like that white glove service to make sure that they get over the line and hit all their milestones. And then the typical size, it could be anything from several thousands to several hundreds of thousands. I've seen some deals and done in the millions. It just depends on the angel fund and what they really feel they're going to receive on that return. So like that, back to the 3Ds, if it makes sense, they're going to invest in it. So
Excellent.
Tony?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Venture capital, when you think of venture capital, you should think of 10 deals. You think of it, 10 deals. Mm-hmm. Okay. Venture capitalists know that, 3 are going to fail. They know that. They know that going in, no matter how much research, no matter how promising, 3 are going to fail. We know that. We also know that 3 are going to do extremely well. Okay. The windfall is those other 4 in the middle. You got, remember I said there's 10 here. So you got 3 on the back end, are going to fail. 3 are going to do well enough to get a return back to your investors. But it's those 4 in the middle that can really create that windfall. We VCs know, we understand risk. That's what it is. It's risk capital. We're not afraid of risk. You meet a venture capitalist that's afraid of risk, he's not a venture capitalist. I mean, risk is what we live by, but we the way we mitigate the risk is you spread it out amongst multiple deals. So when you think of venture capital, you should think of 10 deals. Those VCs know that 3 are going to fail. They know that going in, no matter, and they don't know which one it is. They believe all 10 have been vetted. All 10 look great. All 10 sound great, but 3 are going to fail, maybe more. Okay, because if those other 4 fail, that means 7 out of 10 fail. But those 3 that succeed is enough in venture capital because of the way it's structured. You got to understand, VCs they exit 2 ways. They're going to exit through an acquisition. All right. They're going to start out with something, some big company's going to come along and buy them. Okay. And that's how everybody's going to, exit and make a lot of money. Or they're going to go public. Think about IPO. The IPO created the richest man in the world, Mr. Bezos. That's what it did. It did. And then the truth of the matter is the IPO, the richest people in the world, if they combine their income, would be the Waltons, the Walton family, who with Walmart. There's probably about 5, I don't know how many of it is, but if they combine their money, they would be the richest individual in the world. And they made all that money on an IPO. Okay. Google created when they went public, several billionaires were created. Venture capital, they understand that. They're going to make money on the exit. Okay. Everything with venture capital is they understand the risk. We know when we come to the table, we know what we're doing. Okay. You just have to be ready.
Very good. Very good. So you talked about 3 will fail in a predictive manner. What's the difference between that founder who succeeded and the one that failed? So the question is, what do you look for in founders when considering their ventures to invest or refer into your circle of influence? But I guess, that also results in the differences between the ones that succeed and fail.
Well, founders deal with, if I can pass that on to Denise, founders deal with Denise. We don't really deal with founders. I mean, venture capital it deals with people who have experience, people who are truly ready. That coaching, that nurturing, that's why they call it angel funding. Because that's where you get it at. I mean, that angel wants to hold your hand, that angel wants to nurture you. That's what they do. When you get to me, you're expected to know. There's no hand holding, there's no nurturing. Okay. You may be the founder. Yeah, you may be the founder in title. Okay, but only in title. I mean, you're expected to have that extreme knowledge, extreme confidence, data to back up all your assumptions, confident, poised, smooth. I mean, whatever words you want to use. I mean, that's what you're expected to be when you get to me. Those angels are out there, they're going to nurture you, down in Tech Village in Atlanta, you can go right down there. They'll give you an office, they'll surround you with all the things you need to nurture you, but which is good. Everybody needs to be nurtured. I'm sorry, Denise, I took up way too much time. Go ahead.
No, I think that you're saying all the things that I'm saying. I mean, it's, I think that there are awesome partnerships with angels and VCs when you understand a founder is ready for venture capital money. Not a lot of times as an angel, it's my job to be able to discern from the due diligence, from looking at the numbers, those 3 Ds once again, whether or not a company really needs venture capital. And so a lot, if they're not really thinking they want to exit, or if they're not really thinking they want to IPO, like it's probably not the right place for them. If they just are thinking, I just want to get a return on this investment and keep growing my business and pay my angels back. Sometimes that's just the mindset, right? So a lot of times it's just finding the right balance of getting that founder up to speed with knowing their numbers, understanding their customer acquisition costs, right? Really understanding, like, if that number is higher than 5%, it's probably not investable. Like, I don't know, if you can't figure out what, to get a number that, calculates out to be lower than the 5% that I'm always been recommending my founders who have product companies to look at. And you don't really understand how those numbers play back into your balance sheet, into your P&L and everything else in between. That's usually when it's the time for us to do the coaching. But then also, once they're polished there, I'm ready. A lot of times I'm ready to say, hey, Tony, I have somebody for you, and they're ready. Now it's just a matter of you looking and seeing, do these 3 Ds align to what we're thinking? And, maybe can they come to you now? It just depends.
Yeah. I got a great story for you guys. I got a great story for you. I'll make it quick.
No, you're quick.
I know a founder who was working, was green as they get. And he had an idea. And I know the people that gave him a little bit of money to get his idea going. And they also know the people that encourage him to leave his job. So he leaves his job and he goes down to Tech Village and he parks down there for a little while. The angel comes in, takes 30% of his company, basically gives him an office, gets him set up, nurtures him. He's rolling and basically says, okay, founder, go sell your product, go sell. He goes out there and he's selling, and he was a good salesman, and he was selling. His numbers were doing well, and I know he sat down there and sold for about 3 years. One day, I got a conference. I was getting an update on him, and just kind of heard through communication that he was worth $10 billion.
Okay.
And that was because of the private equity guys who came in and gave him a huge amount of money, cashed out the angels, gave him a huge amount of money. They took a huge portion of his company, made him wealthy. Okay. All right. And they're off to the races. So a lot of times, in venture capital, you hear the old saying that, all venture capital is private equity, but all private equity is not venture capital. So it's a pretty vast world out there. So, that term venture capital, when you think of that term venture capital, I mean, it's loosely used, but at the end of the day, it's just risk. It's where the folks who put that money in, they expect to lose it. They expect 3 of those deals to fail. Angels don't want anything to fail. Okay.
We really don't, because it's our money. It's our
money. Failure with an angel is not an option. Failure with a VC, a really one who really understands venture capital, is, we understand it. And the thing about a VC that's interesting is you can get, if you do, win the favor of a VC, you'll get so much free advice because, that's what we do. I mean, part of our value is giving that, that expertise, and we give it freely because if we're trying to attract you to do business with us. So the way we do that is our first investment is our expertise. Okay. Now we have to draw a line in the sand. I mean, we don't want somebody to come into the equation in January and we're still having discussions in December of that year. I mean, no. I mean, you have to draw a line. I mean, you should know in a couple of weeks whether or not this, as the folks in Kansas like to say, you should know in a couple of weeks as to whether or not that dog is going to hunt or not.
Exactly.
You should know. If you're a true VC, you have the expertise and experience to say, okay, this person's ready. Okay, this person needs to go back to the angel stage, and he needs to be nurtured. And that's what those angels do. And that's why they have the best title on the planet. Angel investors. Who don't want to be called an angel?
Who doesn't? Who does not?
Denise, did you have more on that you wanted to share?
No, I mean, Tony summed it up pretty nicely. I agree. It's just, it all comes down to the numbers and, private equity, venture capital, non-dilutive capital, angel capital, all of it is pretty much, it's somebody's money to fund your business, and you want to be able to return it back to them once you get everything going.
Except with those VCs, Denise. It's not our money. It's not our money.
It's not your money.
It's not our money. Yeah. We're that's the thing about us. Now, VCs do put in a little bit of money, and I'm gonna get it for back to Denise. They put a little bit of money in, like maybe 10%. But by and large, the big money in VC is all institutional money. By and large.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that VC's real value is his or her expertise. That's the real value. Okay. They make that investment, individually first.
Yes.
Because they got to bring you back to the fold and convince the fold that, hey, look, because once they run with you, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Whatever it takes to get you to that exit. They can't stop. I mean, they lost. The VCs had no choice but to put billions and billions and billions in Amazon because they were, as we like to say, they were in too deep. What were they going to do? I mean, they knew it was coming. Yeah. They certainly didn't take. They didn't think it would take that long. Mm-hmm. But it definitely paid off. It paid off, and they all had to hang in there, and it all took more billions to keep that Amazon ship going. Billions. Yeah. Took billions to make billions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraged by your story, Tony, because you started with someone at the angel stage, and a VC actually came in at the end, and billions, millions of dollars were
Pamela, it was a private equity firm, not a VC.
Okay.
It was a private equity firm. But there's and that's a great exit. Those founders need to know. They don't need to just go VC. Remember, true VC is IPO or acquisition. you can keep your company by going, and there's a lot of money in the private equity space, a lot.
There's a lot of money. And I know, a lot of strategies that I've talked to many founders about is to exit, or not, not exit, but to work through private equity, which is why I love working in private equity now. It's just a different vehicle.
Yes.
And, it's something that we'd love to talk more about in upcoming sessions.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And I think that's where our watch list is targeting, because we believe Black wealth truly can fund Black founders. That's my focus there. I'm an advocate on that soapbox, and I'll continue to speak to private equity.
But I would like to say all wealth matters.
All wealth matters. It does.
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely. Anyone can have the watch list. So it applies always. However,
always. Yes.
So I'd love to know key factors in the that would help you to decide to invest in someone. What are the key factors for a founder to know as they think about getting ready? Denise?
Yeah, and I think you were asking us a little bit earlier, but it's culture. It's always is the founder coachable? What is their team dynamic? What does their team dynamic look like? If it's not, for me, looking at their first team, and I meant from, if you think about employee resource groups and you have a representative of a veterans group and LGBTQT plus and, Latinas and the Blacks and Asian, like whatever you want it to be, I'm looking for that, because I just know that that's diversity of thought within the organization, and then also from an innovation standpoint. I'm looking for, a lot of times, making sure that not only are they coachable, but do they actually stick to what they say they're planning to do? So if I've given you this money, you've given me a roadmap, and you come back to me a month later and you haven't done anything that's on the roadmap, but you've done something else completely different, but I didn't know, as an advisor or, whatever it may be to your company, I'm looking at you sideways, because I'm wondering, why are we not saying, why did we take the money but not go to plan, right? What are the questions behind all that? So that's pretty much my biggest thing as well.
Excellent. Pamela, repeat the question, if you would, please.
What are the key factors that will make you decide to invest in a business? So what are the criterias? They're ready. They have their due diligence. They have the 3 Ds. They're ready. What are the factors that would help that in that decision to invest in a business, a founder?
Well, I hate to, contradict you, but they're never ready. I've worked with hundreds of people, over the years, and at all levels, Harvard, Wharton, Columbia, experience, corporate America, unfortunately in this country, there's a huge gap between, people really being ready for money. That's why you need those angels. There's you never have too many angels to sit down and help people get ready. But I think the one thing I look for, and the best way I would explain it is, look, we've all had to take tests. We've all, either in college or high school, and how do you pass a test? You study. And when you take that test, you're either going to get a B, you're going to get an A, you're going to get a C, a D, you might get an A plus, So how do we know? You got to score a 97, 98, 99, 100 to be ready. Nobody is interested in a 95. Nobody. Because all a 95 means is that you were asked a question that you couldn't answer. And when you're asked a question about your business and you can't answer it, it is almost like a surgeon in surgery who makes a mistake. You don't get to make a mistake at this level. There's no level higher than money. It is the highest level. So you don't get to make mistakes. I know you got a 95. You feel good. but nobody's going to do a 95. You got to have a 97, 98, 99, and they want 100 because answering those questions, I can't even begin to tell you. You don't answer a question effectively, you're toast. You got to answer those questions effectively. You got to answer questions. You got to handle dynamics effectively. You got to demonstrate to people that you are a leader, and a leader can handle it. Okay? They can handle it. They can handle negativity. They can handle any situation, any curveball you throw at a leader, they can hit it. And that's what they're looking for. The old saying goes, the bet is never on the horse. It's always on the jockey.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, I know from personal experience with both of you as expert resources being in the B2B referral network. Tony, I'll just make one more quick comment. They have to, that first layer of coming into your network and your offering is getting through you first. They've got to, show who they are through you first. And that is the barometer.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've got to make me comfortable. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But it's not about coming to me to get through me. You just got to come to me and make me comfortable. That's your job. My thing right now is when you get on the phone with me, and it always starts on the phone. When you get on the phone with me, the answer is no. I mean, everybody I talk to is no. No, I'm not gonna. I know. I just tell myself going in, no. Just figure out how you're gonna tell them no, Tony. But their job is to turn that no to a yes. That's their job. My job is to figure out a way to tell them no. Okay, so you got a real dynamic going there, and the only word that really captures it is the word comfortable. Think about everything you do in life. You buy a car, don't buy it if you're uncomfortable. You're getting ready to, spend the rest of your life with somebody, don't do it if you're uncomfortable. You want to make a major purchase, don't do it if you're uncomfortable. You got to be comfortable. Whatever you do, make sure you're comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, there's a reason why you're uncomfortable. Don't ignore that reason.
Well, that's enough said. I think you've said it all, and I thank you so very much, Tony.
Pleasure's all mine. All mine.
Yes, you and Denise both. I appreciate you joining me, and have a blessed rest of your day, sir.
Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate the privilege.
All right. All right, everyone. Well, thank you once again. This has been an episode as we preview an Angel and a VC. It's an upcoming live event that we're going to be bringing to Atlanta. And this is where we'll have both Tony and Denise and Tony, to present to you in a TED Talk style, give their message. And it's going to be a quarterly event. And then we'll do some networking, some wine and cheese, and we will enjoy a great evening where founders at any level will have opportunity to come and chat one-on-one and hopefully learn a little bit as well. So again, I wanted to make mention of the upcoming launch that we have this month for BCA. Two quick things, one being the Startup Advantage one-day workshop, May 20th. So check us out there. If you are a startup or a person in the ideation stage, this is for you. And then also our BCA founder watch list. That is something for private equity and investors, the investor world. I would love for you to make a request and get the top 25 founders that are ready, that we classify as ready. We also offer a readiness program with BCA in regards to your due diligence package. But the main thing is that I'd really love for that person, that individual investor, to make a request for that watch list. So Denise has made her way back. I'm sorry we lost you a little bit earlier, Denise. So thank you for checking back in with me.
Sorry about that. I was like, as you were wrapping up, it died.
That's okay. That's okay. We're good. And Tony has left as well. So I'm just wrapping up, and I thank you so much, Queen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you again. All right, everybody. Well, so long for now. Thank you once again. And we look forward to seeing you on May 20th on the workshop as well. Keep your eyes open for the upcoming Angel and a VC and the conversations that are to come in Atlanta in this live event. Thank you again from BCA. I'm Pamela McKinney. I'm CEO. And until next time, so long.